Hey everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic back once again with 9 pitches. I'm joined by Ross and Andrew. Ross, how are you first of all?
I am excited.
Fantastic stuff.
Love
Forbidden
doors,
Door.
me. Just love doors.
Windows and doors?
No, just doors.
Just doors?
Don't care about windows
All
because
right.
people can look in the window and see what you're doing, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Can't do that with a door unless it's got a bit of glass pane in it like that one has there.
But they're usually frosted glass though, aren't they?
Yeah, you would know.
I would know.
Aye.
I'm always looking through doors.
Pervert. How are you?
I'm good, I'm alright, thank you. Yeah. I am also excited. Jack, how are you doing though?
I'm all right. You know what? I was 2 or 3 years ago, the idea of this show would have blown my socks off.
Yes.
Blowing someone else as well, Jack,
Aye.
wouldn't it? Eh?
Oh.
But now that I'm here, and now that, we've had injuries and unfortunate events and stuff, and the build feels a bit rushed as well. I don't know if I'm as excited for it as maybe I would have been once upon a time. How are you guys feeling about it?
Same. On
Right.
the same level. I don't know what it is. I think it feels as though over the last few weeks they've just shoehorned things in because they know they need to have matches at this pay-per-view.
Right.
I'm pretty much the same as I would have been 3 years ago, but it's clear for me, who was very much on the periphery of all things New Japan Pro Wrestling. If it was all Japan, I'd be spackling.
Yeah.
It seems that they've fallen from grace a bit, so they have. So it just seems general interest from everybody is a bit down compared to what it would have been a few years ago.
But as we've been caught out many times, usually with WWE, actually, a subpar build doesn't necessarily mean a subpar show. Sometimes they can be pulled out of the bag.
Right. That's what Tony should do more often. Under promise and over deliver.
Yes.
Over delivering, over promising
And under.
and delivering on a par.
We'll have to see how.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how it goes, but for now, we have all brought 3 pitches each to the table. We'll go around in a circle, Ross, then Andrew, then myself, 3 times, and we'll be left with 9 lovely pitches for AEW X NJPW Forbidden Door 2022. But remember the golden rule, though, and Dan behind the camera if you want to join in as well.
Okay, he does. He does.
It's not what we think's going to happen.
It's what we want to happen!
Bloody hell. I don't
Excited.
even know if Dan joined in or not. It was just...
He's just living the dream, and he's sat in Richard's chair for the first time.
He's feeling powerful and almighty.
We'll start with Ross. Ross, can we have your first pitch, please?
You can, aye. So during the match between FTR, United Empire, and Roppongi Vice, the lights, right? They go out, so they do. Great O'Khan thinks he's back in Vegas and the strippers under a leady. It's that dark in the arena. Lads, etc. When the lights come back up, we see Darby Allin and a man who we believe to be Sting stood there at the top of the ramp. We think it's Sting. He's a man with the same bodily dimensions as the actual real-life Stinger, but he's wearing a Sting mask over his human face.
Okay.
What could this mean, What could this mean? You see, because this entire pitch for me comes around because conspicuous by his absence from this card is Darby Allin. He's one of the heavenly 4 pillars of AEW, for goodness sake. He's on that same level as Kobashi, Mizawa, Kawada, and Taue, but in a different company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
I
don't you?
know exactly what you mean.
I love old Darby's so disgruntled.
Oh, that was a
right?
Tom Campbell laugh.
That was really good.
You see, Darby, because he's not on the card as we're sat here on Wednesday morning over here in the UK, he's disgruntled, right? He's more so than he normally is because he's always disgruntled. He's a bloody little emo.
Off, yeah.
We can see this on the stage because he's seething, right? And I've written down here, like the dog from The Nightmare Before Christmas, but when that pissing Santa Claus is about causing trouble, like only Santa Claus can. You know what I mean? That's sort of disgruntled. The lights go out again. When they come back on, Dobbs and the man who we think is Sting are gone again. Where the bloody hell have they gone? The match, it reaches its conclusion. Remember the triple threat tag team match. Who gets the W in this universe? You decide, because in this pitch, it's completely inconsequential. Who do you want to win, Andrew?
FTR.
Who do you want?
FTR.
Wow, Dan?
FTR.
He's
FTR's all
fallen
around.
asleep already. We're off to a good start. After the final bell, Dobbs, I've called him here because we're good pals, and the man who we think is Sting appear at the top of the ramp once again. Dobbs looks at the man who we think is Sting and nods, just like Apollo Crews did to that waitress in that badass NXT 2.0 vignette last week. If you missed it, Andrew,
I saw
you're
it.
a dirty virgin.
I saw it and it
Right?
was fantastic.
It was really badass, though, wasn't it? But after the badass nods, Darby goes, and this is the bit you were excited before we started rolling. Ow! Or similar. I should have done that a bit different, actually.
Sting's thing.
Yeah. Wow! That one, whatever Sting used to do back in the day. I can't.
I don't know what he does.
Wow!
That's just you.
Yeah. That thing Sting used to do back in 90s and a little bit afterwards. He still does it now, doesn't he? Just
Sometimes,
yeah.
not as much.
Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, who are still in the ring at this point, they look at each other and they also do a badass nod of their own to each other. Oof! Spine tingling, I've written down here. They then go, wow! Back in the direction of Darby and the man we believe is Sting. So then the man we think is Sting, with the Sting mask on his real-life human face, takes off the mask and bugger my arse. It's the actual real Stinger himself, but he's only gone and painted his face red and black, so he has. All of this means.
Oh my God, he's broken the microphone.
God, what has happened here? There's no need for violence in the studio.
Jesus.
He's only revealed a red and black face. He's not kicked a baby or anything. Bloody hell.
Not yet.
Are we still on?
How are we doing?
We're still on.
All good.
Sorry, this is eventful for your first ever.
Jab, just to confirm, has not painted his face red. That's just natural blushing. All of this
and a
means
bit of sunburn as well.
All of this means that the real life Sting in his red and black face has formed Bullet Club Wolfpack with Darby, with their first recruits being the Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, because in my eyes they have big henchman energy, but also big dick energy, but most importantly, big henchman energy.
Oh, yeah.
End of pitch. This awesome foursome can rule both companies with their members on both promotions.
Nice. I mean, obviously it's a I don't think I need to say that it's a yes from me because I broke the microphone in excitement.
It is.
Before this, just to peek behind the curtain, before this video, we don't see each other's pictures, but Ross said to me, my first pitch is thumbnail material
That's
for this
thumbnail
YouTube
material.
video.
If it's not Dan, I'll stab you.
And I have to fully agree. I was skeptical because you'd build it up. I thought you were doing a TK. I thought you were over-promising. But not at all.
I
Not
don't
at
do
all.
that,
No. It's a yes from me.
Gee whiz. It's a yes from me as well. I think you base your pitches on whether or not they are thumbnail worthy, don't you?
Is that not the entire point of the video?
No, that is the point of the video, but you
That
go,
means you're the winner
I
of the
feel like you
episode.
go above and beyond for it, though. So that was really, really good. I'm going to say yes as well.
What does your hat say?
It says PlayStation in Japanese.
In Japanese?
You know, because New Japan. Sorry, I was about to say All Japan, your favourite promotion there. New Japan and AEW. I thought, let's represent
The All Japan lads didn't
PlayStation.
play their PlayStation.
No.
They were out with the guns and that.
Xboxes. Oh, guns. Sorry, yeah.
Cocaine
Nearly.
and that, yeah.
Nearly. That's a yes from me.
Cheers, Andrew.
That's a very, very striking visual right there.
It was class.
It was lovely.
And there was a lot of loud noises as well. Oh.
Never ever doing that.
There we go. One too sweet. Do you remember when that was a
Batter
thing?
you.
Do you remember that was in the Chillingham Arms once in Newcastle?
What's this?
I was really drunk.
Oh, no.
And I walked past a lad wearing a Young Bucks Bullet Club t-shirt.
Yeah.
I was really drunk. I wouldn't normally do this, but I walked past him and I was like, yes, mate. And he just went, what? He was with two girls, right? And I think he didn't want to, I think he didn't want to. I think he did. He probably thought that's the
was like,
famous
hold him back.
Jolly Jobber. Yeah. Nah.
I'm sorry that happened.
Thank you, Andrew. What's your first pitch?
Oh, God. It's a novel.
It's
once
a novel,
again.
everybody. So I'll cut it down.
No, don't cut it down.
right,
Give us
then.
the full shebang.
To sort of set the scene, this isn't actually for the pay-per-view itself. It's for the build to the pay-per-view
Okay.
itself. Okay, so we start at Dynamite. We don't know what's going on with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match as of yet. So at the start of Dynamite, the president of New Japan and Tony Khan kick off the show. They ensure fans, look, there's gonna be a defense on the show, and tonight we're gonna do a casino battle royal, and it's gonna take place on tonight's Dynamite. Everybody, okay? Elsewhere backstage, Adam Cole crosses paths with Jay White. He's like, hey, why didn't you pick me to challenge for the title? Why would you deny me at this moment? And White is like, look, it's only because the Undisputed Elite. They need the leader. You're nursing an injury. And I wouldn't want to take advantage of a friend. Besides, someone needs to run the show around here as well, right? Cole insists. He's like, I'm feeling better now. And if I can win the Owen Hart tournament at less than 100%, then, I can put on a barn burner against you. One of the best of this generation. But actually, thinking about it, maybe that's why White didn't accept the challenge in the first place. And then they part ways. Yeah.
Does Cole say that to him?
He does.
Maybe that's why you didn't. All right, okay,
And they just part ways.
I reckon you dreamt that bit in your own bed.
I dream of Adam Cole all the
Woke up in a
time.
cold sweat. Stonking erection. Picture's done.
Next up, Casino Battle Royal time. And the first person out in the ring he's livid. It's Hangman Adam Page after what transpired on last week's Dynamite, with the Blade Runner and all that happened. It's a long and it's a grueling match. He cleans house before the final group of 5 entrants arrive into the Casino Battle Royal. It's the Undisputed Elite. They all beat down on Page. But he makes a triumphant comeback and he eliminates everyone but Adam Cole, of course, for the story times and the things that are going to happen. But have we forgotten that there's a Joker yet to be announced, everybody? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Bing! The sound of a coin dropping rings throughout the arena. It is the sound of a yen penny, a yenny, a penny of yen.
So what's
yen penny?
So let's get this clear. What's the difference between the sound of a yen penny and a sterling penny?
Well, the difference is that it's Okada on top of the ramp instead of anybody else. Yes, Okada stands on top of the ramp, and Page can't believe what he's seeing. No one can. What's going on here? As soon as he enters the ring, Okada and Page, they square up before turning their attention to Cole, who's cowering in the corner as he does. Get a little bit of back and forth coming in a moment where, Cole hits a Panama Sunrise. I thought about this in my dreams as well, Ross.
Okay.
Cole hits a Panama Sunrise on Page. Hangman springs up. He's staggered, whoa, what's going on? And then Okada hits a double Rainmaker on the boys. But
what?
The momentum,
How?
he's just...
Oh, he doesn't do the...
No.
Oh,
He just
I thought he'd have both of them in his sweet embrace and then spin them both
Maybe
out.
we can do that as well. Yeah, we'll go for that. That's
whatever
better.
you want.
But the momentum, it's so fierce, everybody, that it takes all 3 lads over the top rope at the same time. Somehow, by miracle, all 3 competitors' feet hit the ground at the same time. How will we decide a winner?
Oh, hang on.
Let me tell you how we'll decide a winner.
Okay.
30-minute 3-way Iron Man match is the main event of Rampage. Page, Cole, and Okada. However, that ends with each competitor scoring the same amount of pinfalls as well. Of course.
I think a 30-minute match is the most far-fetched thing on Rampage we've ever heard on pitches.
We've done it.
We had it on
30-minute match on Rampage.
I'm sure they've done it before.
Was it not Hangman and Bryan or someone like that?
That was on Dynamite, though, wasn't it?
Oh man, was it? It was something. I'm sure
It was something like that, right?
Have they done it?
It seems impossible.
It was something like that.
Here in
Well,
July.
it's going to happen. It's going to it's in my mind anyway. So obviously, all 3 men, same amount of pinfalls. Things get inevitably heated, and an all-out brawl ensues. And then you got Bullet Club. They turn up. I was thinking Good Brothers, Ace Austin, maybe Gedo as well. Undisputed Elite get into the fold. They beat down on Hangman Okada to leave Adam Cole standing tall in the ring. Switchblade appears and he raises Cole's arm in victory, but no, none of that. Oh, it's Switchblade time. We get a Blade Runner. Boof. He hits it on the Undisputed Elite leader. And then White grabs a mic and he's just going to town on everybody. He's like, Cole, I tried to save you from further embarrassment by shooting down your request to fight for the title. But guess what, I saved you from looking like an even bigger joke, and this is what you go and do to me. As for Hangman and Okada, hey, the records don't lie. I buried Okada on his home soil, and I'll bury you, Hangman, reminding everyone that the only reason there's an all-elite wrestling in the first place is because of me. You all ran away scared. That's what he was saying after he won at Dominion. And at Forbidden Door, it'll be Adam Cole versus Hangman Adam Page versus Kazuchika Okada versus the Switchblade, Jay White. For the IWGP.
Who wins that one?
Switchblade.
Fair enough. Fair.
It's too early to take that off.
Yeah.
We're in a very good era of Jay White at the moment, and I want it to continue. Long may it continue. Yes. I'm excited for this pay-per-view.
Yeah. You seem a bit, yeah.
I am a little bit. I'll calm down now.
No,
If you want to be cock-a-hoop there, Andrew, you be cock-a-hoop.
I will.
it's a yes from me.
Yeah.
There was just one wrinkle, and it was the
wrinkle.
triple elimination at the same time.
Yeah.
I found that a bit, how are they going to do that? Because I think Batista versus Cena was some sort of miracle that it worked,
was.
that it didn't go worse than it did,
Yeah.
because they both did hit at exactly the same time. But in this case, 2 can be done, 3. I don't know.
There's wizards in AEW. Let's not forget this. Magic can happen.
Maybe.
They're all very good as well.
They are all very
They'll
good,
calculate.
but they're
They're
all very
fine.
different heights as well.
Yeah,
right.
they're fine.
But apart from that, it's a yes from me.
Thank you.
I would compare that pitch to a Weatherspoons burger in the fact that the final thing you see the 4-way match and the burger.
Yeah.
Very nice, very good. Do I care how we got to that final thing? Through the microwave, through the entire pitch there? I don't care, but I like the final thing, so I'll give it a yes.
Thank you very much.
Wetherspoon's burger.
My
Is it real meat? Who knows?
Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
My first pitch concerns the the interim AEW World Heavyweight title match between Moxley and Tanahashi. We'll say for the purposes of this that Moxley wins. Then Tony comes out to present the belt, Tony Khan. He's going to do like that. I'm envisioning almost like, have you seen when someone wins a belt in the UFC and Dana White's behind them in the octagon and he's going to wrap it round them? I'm sort of envisioning that. He comes out to present the belt, and then who should jump out of the crowd and grab the belt and smash an exhausted Moxley but MJF? We'd all forgotten about it. Where's he gone? Tanahashi's a valiant babyface guy. He runs back in to try and save the day, but MJF's got the belt. Bang! It doesn't work. MJF's left in the ring with Tony. I've put here, Tony is fuming. He's screaming at MJF. He's stamping his little feety weeties, throwing a big Tony tantrum. He does like a stamp of the feet, doesn't he? Yeah. He's a 40-odd-year-old man. And he's like,
No, he's not. Is he 40?
He looks great for his age.
No way.
I don't know how
like
old
a
he is.
child.
He's either in his late 30s or early 40s, I think. He's throwing a big Tony tantrum. MJF grabs a mic from ringside and gets back in the ring. Everyone's waiting to see what he says. He gets ready to cut a promo. Bop. He bops Tony on the head instead. Ooh. And because we've seen references to CM Punk laced throughout this whole story of his. So that's another one there. The hitting of the microphone on the head. It's the first time we've seen Tony get attacked, I believe, in AEW, this would be. He locks him in the salt of the earth armbar. Security run out to stop him, but he escapes and heads down the ramp. Then I drew inspiration for this little bit. This is just a little extra bit. But I was watching when Kane tombstone Linda recently, and Jerry Lawler gets off commentary to try and save her. And I thought that made it feel all the more real. Because Jerry's he's not an active wrestler anymore, but he's getting off commentary. So Excalibur gets up to try and intercept MJF, because Excalibur's a big AEW loyalist. They've transformed him from an indie masked man to William Regal's favourite wrestling personality, I suppose.
Like scrumptious.
Yeah, scrummy. So he gets up to try and intercept MJF, but he just bats him out the way, because we're not going to believe that Excalibur can take MJF. And MJF, off he goes, running off like down the side of the stage through the crowd. He's gone. Next week on Dynamite, Tony's there with his arm in a sling because the armbar was on for too long. And he says, MJF, you're fired. And then I've said, MJF does what the 2011 Summer of Punk should have been. He's showing up at GCW, PWG, maybe even Impact if that's allowed behind the scenes. Finally, it all builds to a head when he comes back to face Punk for the belt next year. I'm assuming that Punk wins the unification match with Moxley and keeps the belt. And wins. MJF wins that match. We get a bit of a reign of terror, and then way down the line, I think the man to eventually beat MJF should be Eddie Kingston, the ultimate babyface. But this was more about the angle at Forbidden Door with MJF running it in, and then the aftermath as well.
It's a yes from me, but I'm going to need you to replace Tony Khan with somebody else.
Why?
I never ever want to see Tony Khan on AEW ever.
Why?
Because he cut that promo, didn't he? Was it on a recorded? It was during lockdown times, wasn't it, at Daly's place, and he was all over the shop. I don't think it would end very well.
Well, in this one, he doesn't have to say anything.
But he would do, wouldn't he?
He'd be running that mouth.
Yeah.
Can't stop himself, can he?
Maybe.
But I don't know who he...
You could replace him with Shivani or someone. I guess.
Someone wholesome like that. Yeah, I'll
no
go
one
for
wants
that.
to see Shivani get hurt.
No.
It's a yes from me,
Thank
apart
you.
from Tony Khan.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a yes from me.
Thank you.
As Ross was saying, last with my pitch there, you know, with a burger and everything, we don't care how we get to the burger. I want to savor every single bite of that burger.
That's the most unique compliment I've ever received.
I want to savor every single moment of that pitch, because I think that would be a nice parallel or reflection of what happened with the Summer of Punk. And him turning up in like GCW Impact and all that would be amazing, because that's what CM Punk could never do, is
It's
it?
what he said he would do in the pipe bomb, but he never did.
But he never did. So something like that, and it actually playing out and actually happening, I'd love to see that.
I would love to see it as well. I don't think it will,
love it.
but it's what I want to happen. Ross, what's your second pitch?
I've got in my second pitch just a number of general pitches for the event under the premise that it's going to be a yearly thing, which I think everyone's accepted that it is going to be, isn't it?
Tony wants it to be.
Yeah, Tony wants it, and he's gagging for it. I'm just going to rattle these off like the voiceover man from the Generation Game, so strap yourselves in, boys.
Okay. Is this things that are going to happen?
Yeah, well, so for point one, each match, you get a point for the winner of each match, which goes to the total of the respective
Yes.
promotions. So maybe you get like a cheeky 2-pointer if you capture a title from the other promotion and bring it over. Something like that. Put stakes on the entire event rather than just having... I know I saw this tweet the other day. It was like people lambasting AEW for putting on this like wankathon dream match fest for wrestling fans as if that's a bad thing. Like, I'm going to enjoy every bit of it. I understand that. But I also want, if it's going to be a yearly thing, not for it just to be dream matches for the sake of dream matches every year. I'd like there to be some sort of sequential nature to this entire thing. Other things could include the promotion with the most points at the end of the night wins a golden door. That's not the most important bit though. And gets to choose all stipulations for next year's event. And of course they get to host the event next year too. So they get home advantage. It's like Eurovision, but without the voting.
It's kind of like, it's like the Ryder Cup.
It is, yes.
Yeah, in golf.
Aye.
But,
exactly.
Except not that bit. I like that bit though, the home advantage thing.
I don't watch the... Well, to be fair, I watched a little
It's
bit.
like the Ashes then.
Yeah. We'll go with the Ashes, yeah. Even though that goes different places and no matter who wins.
Well, so does the Ryder Cup.
And eventually...
It's a yearly thing. or it's a thing that happens so often with two teams is what I've done there, sorry.
So, and then eventually, those are the two main pitches I've done for me point here, but eventually I'd like it to where we get a winner-takes-all 5-on-5 Forbidden Door elimination match, where before the event, we host this massive, like, thing with a stage, there's a big crowd, like a festival. It's like what the NFL do where they wheel out, like, and signing from Columbus University, we have this man.
The draft.
Like a draft sort of thing. Yeah. But we don't announce the teams until this big event.
Okay.
Which could be like in place of a Rampage or something like that. But I saw this tweet once again on Twitter the other day about football transfers. I think I shared it on the work chat where it was like, football teams should not announce football transfers when they make the transfers. There should be some one big event at the end of the summer where they just wheel them out one by one and you get the shock all in one. I like that sort of thing where Tony can't... Well, someone representing AEW, so I don't contradict myself, as they're going, here is my team, here is and you could have a couple of shocks in there, and the big pops and all that sort of stuff. It would be staggering, just like Crufts. But we don't know the wrestlers who are going to be involved in, like
and
we do
would
with
this
the
be
dogs.
announced on the show itself or in like the week building up to it?
I would see it in place of Rampage before the pay-per-view taking place. And then rather than having... yeah, I've done that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was good. It's a yes from me.
Yep.
I do like it. Would that winner take all one be the last Forbidden Door after a few years?
Yeah, you would think after a few years, and
Okay.
a couple of home advantages here and there. Because I think it keeps it exciting as well, not knowing where it's going to be next year and sort of stuff like that. Because I imagine people in Japan are going, radio rental here?
Yeah.
These bloody people in... Is it in Chicago this time?
Yeah, I think it's Chicago.
Everything's in
They
Chicago.
get everything.
Yeah. Bastards. So it could be in... the Tokyo Dome or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's a yes from me. I think you're right in that we need to have some sort of stakes and stuff rather than it just feel like just things are shoehorned in.
Just a super card for the
Yeah, because it was weird when like the Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb turned up out of nowhere, and now it obviously makes sense because we have had a little bit of a build to that. But like when that happened, it was like, oh, okay.
I don't want to encourage... Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all right. No, yeah.
I just cut you off.
It's all right.
I'm an arsehole. I'm sorry,
you're not.
Andrew.
You're not.
It would be it would pique people's interest to watch the other show as well, because that's been a major letdown for me. Admittedly, not a big New Japan fan at all. Excalibur's done as best as he can in the limited window he has to explain who these people are, but I've got no idea who some of these people are and what they're about and what their motivations are and this, that and the other. So it would encourage you to watch the other show if it's like got bearing on the event that's coming up involving your promotion. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yes,
Cool.
all around. What's your second one, Andrew?
My second one leads off my first one a little bit. Okay. So, announced on Rampage. So we're going back to Rampage again. Another bit of a setup here. The Undisputed Elite, specifically the Bucks, they're calling out Jay White after what happened, and they're like, "Oh wait, no, no, I'm right." So think about this. So oh god, I've lost my train of thought now. The Iron Man match at Rampage that started the show off. That was the first thing on the show. That was the first thing on the show.
So you've done two pitches that are actually one.
They're in the same universe.
They're in the same universe. They lead on from one another.
Unagi bollocks.
So that Iron Man match is happened first. So on Rampage, Undisputed Elite, specifically the Young Bucks, they call out Jay White and saying there wouldn't even be a Jay White if it wasn't for Bullet Club in the first place, and there wouldn't be a Bullet Club if it wasn't for us, the Young Bucks. So whilst you're preoccupied this Sunday, Switchblade, why not send out your lackeys and we'll prove prove to you which era reigns supreme. At Forbidden Door, it's Red Dragon and the Young Bucks versus Good Brothers. We'll put Kenta in there, why not? And Chase Owens of Bullet Club as well. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of former members of the same era, trying to one-up one another. There's mocking of each other's stables. It's all mind games, mixed with a lot of everything. High-paced action, drama, technical displays, the lot. So wrapping up towards the end of the match, it looks like the Undisputed Elite have got this in the bag. We got an all-out 8-man brawl that breaks out in the ring. O'Reilly and Kenta are the legal men. A magic killer attempt from the Good Brothers gets reversed into a Meltzer driver, and a GTS from Kenta gets caught and turned into the high-low combination from Fish and O'Reilly. All 4 men of the UE are in the ring while Kenta is down, making sure no one can break up the pinfall. 1, 2, super kick! The Bucks hit Red Dragon simultaneously. What is going on?
Tell me, Andrew.
My goodness, Fish rolls out of the ring from the impact, and the Bucks hit O'Reilly with a BTE trigger as Kenta crawls over for the pinning and the winning combo. The members of Bullet Club seem shocked and dumbfounded for a brief moment until, you see their expressions change. They knew what was coming all along. They raise their arms to gesture for a too sweet as the Young Bucks also join them in doing so. The Young Bucks have gone back to Bullet Club. They've had enough of seeming like a joke with the Undisputed Elite, with Adam Cole kind of favouring O'Reilly and Fish a little bit more than the Bucks. The Bucks have got the titles back now. They feel powerful, almighty, all-powerful.
I've got a little question.
Yeah.
What happens with Kenny Omega when he comes back? Does he
this
join
is
the
thing.
Right, okay.
I'm thinking, we get like a golden elite thing again, like we had in New Japan
with Ibushi.
So I think we're gonna get like a team of maybe Hangman, Kenny. Because Kenny can then go on.
Hangman and Kenny forgiving each other.
Get back together after all this that's going on.
Okay.
Cowboys don't forget, though.
But you see, Kenny Omega has beef with Jay White. Hangman Page now has beef with Jay White as well. And then now Adam Cole has beef with Jay White.
Right.
And then the the Red Dragon have beef now with the Young Bucks too.
Right.
So they can form their little super group. Yeah. And then you can have that go up against Bullet Club, Jay White leading it all. Okay. Maybe that then culminates in the next Forbidden Door pay-per-view next year. I'm thinking long-term booking here, yeah.
You could probably get the Bucks back in, well, if New Japan would accept them, back in the feud matches over there and stuff as well.
And I think it'd be I think the narrative might be quite good with Jay White being like, there wouldn't be an AEW if it wasn't for me in the first place. And then a lot of the AEW people crossing back over to New Japan kind of thing, what's going on here? Yeah.
I guess it depends how stubborn New Japan are about being
that's
down
the thing.
on. But no, I mean, for the purposes of this pitch, another thing, sorry to really be asking lots of questions.
No, it's fine.
I've often wondered, because I find him really likeable off camera, obviously, but would Adam Cole work as a babyface? I don't know if we've ever seen him as a babyface.
We saw him for a little bit, didn't we? In NXT. Slightly. Do you remember when he had and then he switched again?
Okay.
But I think it'd work.
Because he's a brilliant heel.
But then he could turn again.
Could he turn on his charm to be a babyface? Possibly.
I think so.
Everyone got Britt Baker, so I assume he can.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly. Exactly.
This all reminds me of this brand new show I saw on Sky Atlantic for the first time. It's called The Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow. Yes.
But all of that there, the moving parts and the families and whatnot, just reminds me. I recommend you check it out. It's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
It's the sound of the summer.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
But and crucially, I would hope that would be the final ever storyline. Because one of my major criticisms about AEW so far is how we've had to care about who the Young Bucks' friends are, even though they're no good dickheads. The pair of them most of the time, apart from when they're saving their father really slowly.
Yeah.
We'll get you, Daddy.
I'll get you, Daddy.
But so hopefully that brings to an end because they've finally just buggered off the Bullet Club forevermore.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of it. So I'll give it a yes.
Nice, thank you.
I think it's a yes from me as well.
Teetering.
I preferred your first pitch.
Yeah.
But this one's good as well.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My second pitch is about the All Atlantic title, the most necessary of titles in all of AEW.
It's really necessary.
Very necessary.
Super necessary. So at the minute, I don't know if we've decided that Ishii Clark Connors.
Ishii won yesterday, yeah.
Right, fair enough. That's very handy because it's involving Ishii. So I'm glad, yeah. So it's Ishii, Malachi Black, Pac, and
So
Penta?
it could be Malachi or Penta.
Penta, yeah. And then
So Miro's in there too. So we've got Miro, Pac so far, Ishii, and it could be Malachi or Penta.
Well, Ishii wins the All Atlantic title and takes it back over to Japan. Now, I've wondered, with the abruptness with which this title was brought in, if this is actually the purpose of it, because it came in for no reason. Everyone was talking about like trios titles, and then suddenly Tony's like, it's another mid-card title, and everyone went, has this been brought in just as a storyline crutch, just so that New Japan can steal it and there's friction between the two promotions? I don't know, but I'm saying Ishii wins it and takes it back over, which leads to, in future months, Tony sending AEW guys over to Japan to try and win that belt back. I've said here, the point is that Ishii deserves one last great run, because he never won the IWGP Heavyweight title, which is very sad, and I've always thought he deserved to. So he can at least put on these barn burners, if he still is capable of doing that, with these lads, these younger guys from AEW. So I've said like the likes of Wheeler Yuta to try and prove himself going over there, doesn't manage to do it. Maybe Malachi Black sends Buddy Matthews over, because I think they'd have a good match as well, because Ishii had great matches with Kenny Omega, and Buddy Matthews wrestles in a very similar way to Kenny Omega. Then someone a bit higher up, maybe like Pac, but obviously he was in that match, but they can do that again as a singles match. None of them can do it. None of them can win back the All Atlantic title. Meanwhile, over in Japan, I'm assuming that Ishii's like a massive babyface. I'm sure all the New Japan fans are like, yes, he's keeping it from those bastards. But in AEW, it's all like, so I think it would just be a lot of friction, and it would be wonderful storytelling. One episode of Dynamite, we go backstage and we see somebody approach Gorilla, and he says to Tony, I've involved Tony again.
you love him, don't you?
I love Tony Khan.
So,
We see somebody approach Tony and say, if you want that title back, you know who to send. And Tony looks reluctant. He's like,
Me.
Me?
Tony Khan.
Tony looks reluctant, and the camera pans around. And I didn't realize he was in this match, but it's Miro. And I thought, damn it. And when you said it was Miro in the match, my heart sank a bit. I was like,
all right.
It's robbed some of the impact of this pitch. But it's Miro. Miro is obviously scary. The AEW management aren't a big fan of him because he's really terrifying and he wants to kill God.
Yeah.
yep.
Right. But he says, if you want the job done right, you got to send me. I'm really hard. Miro goes over. By this point, it's January. He wins the belt back at Wrestle Kingdom. And we get what should hopefully be a run that elevates the belt beyond the mid-card. Miro was doing really well with the US title in WWE before losing it to Cena when everyone thinks he should have won that match.
He came on the tank.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
He
31.
literally...
He arrived. Well, he did both, didn't he?
Right.
He arrived in the tank and came in it as well.
He did.
Hopefully this elevates the belt beyond the mid-card. He's beating serious guys to defend this belt, maybe even someone like Jericho at one point. Then hopefully we get a unification match with whoever the TNT champion is at the time to get rid of one of the belts, because it's fulfilled its purpose and now it can disappear off into the ether.
That is one of the most flawless pitches in the history of this series.
Whoa!
We have given an unnecessary thing purpose.
Thank you.
That is the end of my speech.
I agree.
I'm very flattered. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Very, very much agree. I think it would also be a good thing, for AEW, if we're building these things annually and whatnot, for AEW people to go over to New Japan and stuff too, just to advertise them and advertise the belts. It's good for business. It's good for both brands. And you're right in that, yes, I think it does need to be unified with the TNT title, because too many belts. And that oh my God, that All Atlantic Championship looks really nice. Now compared to the TNT title.
The titles, the name of it's stupid.
Yeah. But
because it's actually more of an international
it looks like the TNT title just looks out of place a little bit now, I guess.
Well, the thing I kind of like about the TNT title is that it changes colour based on who's got
that's
it.
true.
So Scorpio
That's
Sky's
true.
from LA.
A little bit of personality in it.
SCU, and he's got the Lakers purple and gold, which, but no, I agree.
But yeah, no, that's a wonderful pitch, that.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Ross, your third and final pitch, please.
So as we're sat here on Wednesday afternoon or late morning, it is currently, the card states Jay White versus TBA for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. As good as a triple threat with Hangman and Cole would be, which I assume is maybe what we think is going to happen, because Okada is definitely not going to be there.
Yeah.
Definitely not. He's not going to be there. He's
Get
not
it.
going to be there. Not a chance. I've got something that's a bit raunchier and something that we might have heard a bit earlier because I forgot that Andrew sent us what he was going to pitch before we did ours, Jack. So sorry, Andrew.
It's all right.
We're going down a similar route. Something I've written down. Wow, I don't know what's wrong with me this week.
Wow.
Something that some might call too hot for TV. So White, Hangman, and Cole are in the ring with the bell about to ring before attentions turn to the Titantron, if it's called that, in AEW. Now, I've got a game for everybody to play along with, so come on, kids at home, play along. Can you remember what this is? It's a blast from the past in AEW. It was a little thing that read, you remember us, don't you? We're still inseparable after all this time, aren't we? Cleaner! Remember your friends? Remember your best friend? He was never on your side, and now it's only a matter of time until everyone else goes away too. Doesn't it hurt being alone? Don't worry, we can help you. Join us, and your pain will end forever, forever, forever. What was that in AEW's past?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Dan? Hasn't got a clue. It was Kenny Omega's Sans in brackets Undertale entrance from whatever show it happened on.
Of course it was. And he came out as Sans, didn't he?
Yeah,
as well?
Sans. Definitely Sans.
It was Sans.
Sans.
It was Sans.
Was
yeah.
that
When he had like a white...
big white head?
Yeah.
Big mouth on
he
it.
had the
See,
Sans helmet on. Yeah.
At Wrestle Kingdom, the one I went to, he came out with like an 8-bit Tron from another game.
It's when the Young Bucks were dressed up like...
paint. Double
It's when the Young
paint.
Bucks were dressed up like they were 4 years old in their cute little karate outfits.
Oh no! Then he came out as Akuma from Street
Akuma, yeah.
from Street
Yeah, yeah,
Fighter.
yeah.
This was a different one.
I need to look this up now.
Bloody nerds. Anyway, so
out.
it's the Sans
Why can't he
Undertale.
come out as a soccer player and be I'm FIFA this year?
Yeah. Aye. Dress up as Cristiano Ronaldo, Kenny. I dare you. So the first part of that entrance there said all of that, and then it's sort of in the actual Sans in brackets Undertale entrance. Is that how you say it?
Undertale, yeah.
Is it what? Is it Sans?
when
Is it
you
Sans
say-
or Undertale?
So Sans is the character in Undertale.
Right,
So,
so-
that's the Sans Undertale
Entrance. So Sans entrance, it sort of cut away going, mind if I take over? And then it sort of dismantled the New Japan logo and
Oh
whatnot.
yes, I remember that bit.
Yeah.
Because everyone thought Kota Ibushi is going to join.
Yeah, talking about his best friend in that.
Yeah.
Did you know that Zelda isn't the name of the little green lad in Zelda games? He's called Link.
That's Link.
Yeah. I thought I'd just try and educate Ross on.
I've got no idea.
Really?
That's fair enough.
I couldn't even tell you what he looks like.
Oh, you don't know what
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Get it out.
I can't.
Why? Oh!
Oh!
What happened?
Oh!
Show the camera. Getting Andrew's tats out.
That's him.
From Wind Waker.
Bloody
There
Link.
he is.
That's him.
That's a nice
Where
time.
That's
Aye.
him. Thank you.
So, right, where were we?
Cody Rhodes' a big fan. He's got the
Yeah, he
Triforce on his
is.
boots.
I sent him a picture that I photoshopped his head on all different Zelda characters, and he
like
likes it.
Nice, good,
Yeah.
good.
Let's remember that Titantron. New Japan logo appears on the screen after we see this once again, the first part of that Sans in brackets Undertale entrance. Kenny Omega's theme starts playing inside the arena, but out he walks, but he's not looking like the snazzy sort of 70s heel Triple H rip-off AEW Kenny Omega.
Okay.
He's dressed like a bloody cleaner, isn't he? Not a cleaner, the cleaner.
Dressed like a cleaner.
He's got a bucket and mopping that with him.
Under the devil's sky.
But he's got bandages on as well to signify that he's still injured. As I've written down here, his time in the ring is still not ready to henceforth. I can write words very well indeed. He says, watch this. And it's the moment where he gets attacked, and you'll know this one very well, Jack, by Tamatonga, Tangaloa, Bad Luck Fale, and King Haku.
Okay. When he gets kicked out of the Bullet Club.
He got it in one, didn't he? Remember, then he gets back on the mic when he says, remember line where it said, your pain will end forever, in that thing I just referenced earlier from the Sans in brackets Undertale entrance. And then Omega says, and I've taken this from your playbook here, I might be in pain now, referencing his injuries and that, but now I know it can't last forever, for I have embraced the red and yellow, brother. Dramatic ellipsis, hold it there, wait there. Of the New Japan logo, you silly billies. Not Hulk Hogan. He then introduces Okada to make things a 4-way and helps Okada to win the match and hotshot the title back to him.
Helps him win the match.
Wow.
He interferes.
Yeah, because he's gone back, he's embraced the New Japan. Because he was teaming with Okada, wasn't he, when he got hoofed out the Bullet Club or something like that?
Ibushi.
Ibushi. Was it Ibushi?
Yeah.
I'm sure
Okada was in
Okada
Chaos,
involved?
right? Because
He might have-
because
Okada on the other
then
side of the match?
because then Jay
might
White
have-
turned on Okada.
I read on Wikipedia.
And then Jay
He
White
might have
joined
teamed with
a
Okada,
Bullet
wasn't
Club.
it?
Okada was involved somehow when he
Okay.
got kicked out the Bullet Club.
He might have.
I should have written down
might-
what he did,
might have-
but I didn't do that.
He might have been all right with Okada once he got kicked out of the Bullet Club, because then he'd
we'll
have been
say
a
that
good
then.
guy.
Because
Ibushi saved him, and Omega hugged Ibushi, and then confetti went off.
What was it? Jay White turned on Kenny Omega, and then Jay White went to Chaos because he was like, I need pals to help beat Bullet Club.
And then he
I can't
turned
even
on.
remember. Yeah, so many.
no.
Oh, wrestling.
This all
Always
sounds like that
wrestling.
new hip hop and happening show,
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones.
Yes.
But
Well, I'll tell you what, your pitch still works, because even
does.
if they've not teamed before, it will be a new, fresh thing.
Yeah.
And it just, if you go back to that there thing which I referenced earlier, it was all
Yeah.
about how his friends have turned their back on him and all that sort of stuff. So you could bring the Bucks and old Adam Cole and how he's bringing things together in his own way.
Yeah.
And Kenny's been left alone.
This has made me realise that there's, not because of your pitch, just anyway, there's just so much stuff going on. There's so many crossed lines.
Yes,
There
there
is.
are. It's like the Game of Thrones.
It
It is like watching an anime. Because I like try and catch up with the history of New Japan stuff through the videos that they put out of all the different factions and stuff. And all of it, it's like superheroes and super villains
Oh my
all
God.
going together and this, that, and the other all crossing. It's
hell.
like, oh, I should watch it more because I'd enjoy
Real-life
it. Yeah.
superheroes.
Real life superhero.
Who was it who said that?
Me.
Andrew.
From me.
Lucha Bros with not a hint of irony in his voice.
They are like real life superheroes.
Oh my God.
They are. I agree
Thanks,
with you.
Jack. Thank you.
It's a tentative yes. It's a yes from me, Ross. It's a yes.
I think it's a yes from me.
We're really good.
I think
Yeses all round.
I like even though we don't know what happened. With,
It's on, if you go on Kenny's Wikipedia page, please, Dan. Can you know how to do the old switcheroo thing with the screen and that? Well, it doesn't matter then.
but we'll take your word for it.
Okada was involved somehow.
I like the idea of that. Maybe perhaps everybody's thinking, oh, maybe he's gonna announce Ibushi or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it is Okada. I like the kind of like, oh, that's
Do
cool.
you reckon people would think that?
Maybe
He's a bit busy at the minute, isn't he? Old Ibushi.
Ibushi.
Yeah, we don't know if he's even going to come back to New Japan.
Oh. But Kenny Omega embraces the red and yellow
Like it. I like it.
of New Japan.
Not Hulk Hogan. I like it very much. That's very good. Right. Are we ready for my final one?
Yeah.
A lot of building on Rampage and Dynamite here. We're going back to Rampage,
Right.
everybody.
Well, at least somebody's doing it, Andrew. Unlike Tony Khan.
Oh, tell him. Shots fired. All that. We're going back to Rampage. Hook has his match against the top prospect of New Japan's LA Dojo. As we've all heard about, that's going to happen. That got announced on Dynamite.
Bowman.
Huh?
Is that? Oh, right. I see.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah, so that is actually happening on
Got to be a live
Rampage.
Bowman, hasn't it?
Is it going
However,
to be Clark?
it could be.
We don't know who it
Well,
is
let me
yet.
tell you,
Okay.
this is what
All right, then.
this is from this massive Chrome Dome right here. Hook absolutely obliterates them in seconds. Don't know who it is. He just absolutely tears through him. He's not satiated though. He's not satisfied
Oh,
with his
word.
win. When the announcer goes to call the winner of the match, Hook just takes the microphone and goes, "More." Probably not like that.
He belches.
More.
Oh, more.
More, yeah. He just
think he
goes,
just went,
more. No, more.
Right, but don't
Another prospect makes their way down to the ring, and again, it's just a brief affair. More! Hook continues again and again. It's a slaughter until Hook has had enough. He shrugs his shoulders, he shakes his head, and he starts to make his way out of the ring. But before he can do so, we hear a very nice, very evil, wait! Just like that, in that accent. Here comes Danhausen to console his friend. As Danhausen walks to the ring, he's talking about how they were promised the most top prospect of New Japan's LA Dojo. If they weren't, it's just, Danhausen likes to speak as they very often. Where's the real challenge for them? Hookhausen has just obliterated the whole dojo. Who dares step up to face the all-powerful team? Speak now, or forever be cursed. Cue David Finlay, who stands atop of the ramp. Ah, yes, Danhausen begins to say it until Hook just slowly pushes Danhausen to one side and stares at Finlay from the ring. So that's going to happen, apparently. There we go. David Finlay and Hook. Later on backstage, we get Lexi Nair. She's speaking to Hook.
God, you know the names like the backstage interviews and that.
I
Everyone
know.
knows Lexi Nair.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, because they always go.
Hook goes like, oh, right.
When he was in his go-kart.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So Lexi Nair, she's speaking to Hook backstage, and she confirms, at Forbidden Door, it'll be he and David Finlay facing off in a one-on-one match. Danhausen then turns up again, and much like last week, he tries to interrupt by saying he can't wait for their match against David Finlay at Forbidden Door. But Lexi corrects him, it's just a one-on-one match, to which Hook replies, again, like he did last week, I got this. Don't worry about it. Next page. Danhausen's sad and deflated. He wants to know why he's not booked and getting old TK's spondules. That's money. He goes to walk away, but unexpectedly falls flat on the ground, everybody. He looks towards his sneakerhausens and sees that the laces have been tied together. Confused, he tries to turn himself around, only to find a lone Chaos DVD placed on the ground.
Oh my God!
Toriano
It's Toriano!
has seemingly answered Danhausen's call for an
That's
opponent.
what he does. That's his pose.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it. You've got it. You've got it down. Toriano. So we've got Hook and David Finlay, because I think that'd be a nice little match anyway. I just wanted to throw that in there. We've got Toriano and Danhausen as well.
So he comes out at Junior's entrance and he tries to shill a DVD to the crowd. That's his thing. He's a comedy lad in New Japan.
Yeah. So I think them two together would be
That's
good.
all he does, he just sells DVDs.
He flogs DVDs. Apparently, he started off as like quite a good amateur, like he was like a sick amateur wrestler, and nowadays he comes out and he's like, "Oh, buy my DVD."
He's got some big wins though, but he does it in like a way, like he ties people's shoelaces
Or
to
he
the
like
stuff so they can't get back up.
tapes them to the guardrail.
Yeah.
So they can't
Didn't
get
he
back
do
in the
one
ring.
where he put someone in an elevator and just like
Press the button?
yeah, so good. So him and Danhausen
No, he's
together
really annoying.
might be
I
pretty
can't
good.
believe that's a gimmick.
No, he's really annoying because when it's the G1 climax time and everyone's in the tournament, sometimes he's been in the tournament, and because he can get away with beating anyone just with a roll up or a count out or something, he beat like Moxley and stuff.
did,
And I was
yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Making a mockery of this great sport.
But him and Danhausen's a good match.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite fun together.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
And David Finlay and Hook, I just want to see that because why not?
Why? I was curious about.
I don't know. I think I was just thinking like them two together would be pretty mint.
Fair enough.
Nice technical wrestlers.
Well, for me, the Hook David Finney thing's a bit. Okay. But then the Danhausen and Toriano thing's like, so I'm not there. So it's a yes on balance. It's a yes. It's a yes. No, it's a yes. It's a
I'll
yes.
go with that for the Finley bit.
Yeah,
Don't give a toss
you don't
about
get,
it.
but generational wrestlers, and then Taz and
they are
Finlay can get involved
generational wrestlers.
and kiss or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So then it's
Hey,
for the whole pitch.
it's floating. It's floating.
I can't believe that's a gimmick.
Yeah,
The DVD thing.
Yeah.
you should watch it. I think
Well,
you'll
I
like
don't have
it.
a clue what he's saying when he's trying to sell it because he's only speaking in Japanese, so I don't really understand him. But yeah,
Fair.
no, you'd like him, I think.
I think to like get an idea of his kind of gimmick stuff. I think it's on YouTube. There's a good match in Ring of Honor between him and Colt Cabana, and Colt tries to do the same thing as well, like shill a DVD to Yano.
At the start of most of his matches, I think, because they've not got individual turnbuckle pads, they've just got one long one, and the bell rings and he doesn't do a lockup. He just turns and just starts undoing the turnbuckle pad.
Oh.
And sometimes he'll crack one of them with it, but it's like squashy, soft play
foam.
stuff. So he just goes like poof. It's really good. Anyway,
And that was my pitch. There you go. Final pitch done. Thank you.
it's a yes.
Thank you. And it was a no from
It
me.
was one of them.
That's all right. That's
we
all
are
right.
the bar.
So you've gone for something lower on the card for your final pitch,
Yeah.
whereas I've gone for.
Whoa, he's gone
Yeah,
for the sky.
Mine also involves the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, who have said crashes Forbidden Door maybe before the second last match, because this one's going to be a banger, and then we want a shorter match to let the crowd decompress, and then the big main event. Yo guys, it's your boy Kazuchika Okada back again. I don't think he'll say that.
He says that all the time.
Don't forget to smash that like button up. I wrote this last night. He says he wants a match. He thought this was supposed to be Forbidden Door. What the hell? Why have I been left off? I'm the biggest star in New Japan. He can speak a bit of English. I think we'd have to keep it. He wouldn't be able to do like a flowery, eloquent promo, but he could definitely get his point across. And a voice from the back on like the mic, we can't see who it is yet, says, "You want a match? You've got one." And out comes Claudio Castagnoli, aka.
Coffee
Are
man.
we all right?
That got me going then.
aka Cesaro.
On a side note, I reckon there's an outside chance that could be Danielson's thing today.
Oh, really?
Zack Sabre Jr., I can't fight you, but I've got a friend who can.
That would be
Don't.
unreal. That would be class.
Don't you dare.
Stop that.
Jesus.
Look how. Do you remember when Vince said that Cesaro doesn't connect with anyone?
Yeah.
And we're all going, oh, man,
know.
just the mention of his name.
That's exciting. Now.
Because he's under the table, that's why we're all going, oh!
Now, you might not be a fan of this. I'm not sure.
I will be, Jack.
These pay-per-views are long anyway.
Yeah.
I've said the match with the Carter goes to a half-hour draw. Oh.
And then we've got the press conference afterwards. So.
Yeah.
Other matches can be cut down
No,
for
they
that, though,
can't.
can't they?
They've all got to be
Yeah,
20
they can.
minutes at least.
No.
It's a half-hour draw. Nobody knows. Because I wanted initially Okada to win, but I thought I can't have Claudio lose on his first night in AEW. So that's a draw. So to decide who the better man is from there, we get something. Okada basically says, I know your history. I know that you're a fan of a best of series. So we get a best of 5. Cesaro shows up after the G1 and beats Okada because he's tired from taking part in this grueling tournament. Okada shows up at All Out and wins. It's 1-1. Cesaro wins at Full Gear. I thought initially about doing different stipulations for each one, but I thought, no, they'll be able to tell stories with like reversing moves that they'd fallen for last time and stuff. Cesaro wins a Full Gear, 2-1. Okada wins on his home turf at Wrestle Kingdom, 2-2. Okada wins the decider at Revolution, and both men are broken. Okada pulls Cesaro or Claudio up to his feet and offers him a handshake, and Cesaro very manfully accepts it. He leaves the ring, Okada hits the Rainmaker pose, and then Cesaro gets back in and decks him with a chair, and he's turned heel.
Yes.
Because before WWE, he was in Chikara, was Cesaro, and he was a fantastic heel. And I don't feel like we've seen him as a proper heel. Even when he's been a heel in WWE, he's been a heel that we all really want to win. So I think having him as an actual heel who's disrespected this great Japanese wrestler who's going to go down as one of the best ever, I think that might be the way to go. And then it builds to...
I think I know what you might say.
Why? What?
I thought you were going to say it. I thought you were going to say
Guess,
Claudio
go
and
on.
Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, it is. It's quite because
That's good, that. I'm excited for that.
down there.
I popped down.
for that noise. Because they have history in Chikara and they hated Ross, I don't know if you know this, they hate each other.
Oh, well, I'm aware.
Yeah,
Okay, right,
and
right.
Eddie was like, he'll never come to AEW because he's scared of me. Oh.
So that's my last... Is it a yes from you?
Yeah.
Then? Okay, right.
Is it really?
I don't need to say anything else, do I? Yes.
But
yes.
is 5 matches too much?
No, I
No.
think that's some fantastic puroresu.
Sorry. Sorry, that wouldn't be best of 5, would it? It'd be best of 7, but there'd be 5 matches.
Yeah.
Or 4.
Oh, yeah, first of...
Best of 9. Best of 9. First of 5.
Wait, go on, count them.
Wait.
Maths?
Cesaro wins at the G1. Okada wins at All Out. Cesaro wins a Full Gear. Okada wins. It's 2-2. Okada wins 5. It ends 5.
3-2.
Best of 5.
Best of 5,
Best of
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Best of 5. Best of 5.
Nice.
Right. So sorry, was that too many?
No, that's a lovely amount of
Would you be
puroresu.
Would you be tempted to slip any stipulations in there?
No.
Okay.
Just for the sanctity of the puroresu.
All Japan aficionado here.
Okay. So it's a yes from me then, Ross.
Aye.
It's a pure yesu from me.
Oh, boys.
And I think we've all. It's 9 yeses from 9 pitches. Wow,
think it
some
is.
more convincing than others, but on the whole, we've done really well. We've taken it all seriously.
I think we've hyped ourselves up for this pay-per-view now.
I think we
after
have.
that.
I think we're only going
We
to get
done.
disappointed.
I think
Beat
we
that,
are.
Tony
I
Khan.
think we are.
Be what we've done with no logistics to worry about, no injuries and
Yeah.
stuff. We can
That's
just
the
say
issue with
whatever.
fantasy booking, isn't
Yeah,
it? You
yeah,
don't
it is.
take real life into content.
No.
Yeah.
But there we have it. That was our 9 pitches for AEW X New Japan Forbidden Door this Sunday. What have we got in store?
Oh, don't
Ross?
ask me.
Andrew, right. What's
Okay,
going on?
so we've
is there
got,
a predictions thing
there will
going
be
on?
predictions going up on the channel tomorrow. You'll be watching this hopefully tonight on the Wednesday. If not, thanks for watching anyway.
Yeah,
later on in the week.
Yeah.
We will have a live reactions video from myself and mystery opponent to be announced, who will be announced tomorrow, but we will be reacting live on YouTube. Cultaholic.
I don't actually know who that is.
www.youtube.com/cultaholic/live. There
No,
you
we
go.
have to
That's
show
where it
Opponents
is.
TBA.
Yeah, we'll see who it's going to be. We'll see who it's
I
going to
don't
be.
even know who it's going to
Kenny
be.
Omega, I
Well,
reckon.
we'll see. If only. If only. We will also have Jack the Jobber with what happened at not
yes.
long after the pay-per-view has
That'll go out in
concluded.
the hours following the pay-per-view, yes.
And also WTF moments with Ross as well. Yeah.
Aye,
you seem a bit daunted there.
You did.
Yeah. Aye, but it is a daunting prospect, isn't it? There'll be all sorts of references going, woohoo!
Well, if you need a hand, give one of us a shout, maybe.
You'll be in bed.
Aye, probably. You should point out that we're having a bit of a work shindig this week as well. Days before days before Forbidden Door.
So there might not be any videos at all.
Maybe the mystery opponent's just who's left.
Yeah.
Who's free and left after
Who
that.
hasn't fallen into the sea
Yeah.
off the coast of Whitley Bay.
Oh, we've revealed where it is. Okay,
Come on down!
Adam did yesterday. He even announced the caravan park that we got into as well.
No, he didn't.
So
No, he
we'll
didn't.
see
He revealed
what's
the
happening.
address.
On the on me and Adam streamed
Yeah, this is gonna
Forbidden
be-
Door on
this-
2K.
Oh,
So we'll
no.
see what happens.
I'm slightly less bothered about going now.
I'm sure it'll be fine regardless. Please don't come. Please don't come.
Oh, my
I've told
word.
you all along. Heel. Real life heel.
You just said you weren't bothered in going.
Oh man! So that was our 9 pitches. Thank
Yes.
you, thank you both for joining me as well. Thank you, Dan, behind the camera, for producing this video.
Cheers, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Any little burp? Oh no!
Do it. He's good. He's done it.
And thanks very much for watching, and enjoy all of our content as well in the forthcoming days. Thank you very much. Leave your own pictures in the comment section down below for fun, and we'll see you very soon.